Greetings, Rabbi Aaron Box from Temple Beth Shalom in Ocala. Once again, back for my podcast of the week. I want to talk this week about summer camp. You know, I've heard, many times before people make the statement that summer camp isn't for everyone. And I do believe that that statement is true um, to an extent. I do believe that there are summer camps out there for all people, for all kids. um, whether it's an arts camp or a sports camp or a religious camp. There's a place for all kids to go where they're outside with their friends, able to be who they truly are without fear of any kind of judgment or anything like that. But the opportunity to be with their friends and to be who they really are, that's so incredibly important. But what I want to do in this podcast is I want to talk about how camp has played, what or the role that camp has played in my life. Um, I went to camp for the first time in 1985. I went to what was at the time UAHC Camp Coleman, which is now URJ Camp Coleman, in Cleveland, Georgia. I was only lucky enough to have two summers at Coleman as a camper, 1985 and 1989, but made some of the most amazing memories I've ever had. Now, Camp Coleman is a Jewish summer camp in the mountains of Cleveland, Georgia, and it is the summer camp that I spend 2 weeks every year working as faculty, as a rabbi on camp. It's the summer camp that my daughter Carly this year is working as a counselor for the first time, having grown up there since she was 7 years old. Danica and Akiva, but my other two kids, go to camp. This is Danica's first full summer, or second full session coming up. Akiva's first full session, but they've been both going since they were very, very, very little. There's just it's just an amazing place. Now, obviously, Camp Coleman is very different from 1985 to today. It's a much safer place in many aspects. It's a much more Jewish and spiritual place. But I will tell you that having been a camper for 2 years, working for 5 years on staff, and now going back as a faculty member every summer since 2013, it is just a truly amazing place. It's home. It's home away from home, and you know, my whole family finds or defines Camp Coleman as one of their homes. Um, and I know for many parents, it's very difficult to send their kids away for the first time, whether it's for 2 weeks or for 4 nights or for 4 weeks. Um, but it's such an important part of a child's life to be able to be somewhat independent. Now, obviously, they have counselors and they have, professional staff that are there all the time, from ages 18 all the way up to 50s and above. So it's an incredibly safe and wonderful environment. And if you're looking for a Jewish summer camp, um, the URJ, the Union for Reform Judaism, has many camps that are all wonderful, each in their own way. Obviously, if you are in the South or if you grew up at Camp Coleman, Coleman would be the place for your kids to go to. And I will say that in Ocala, the only kids that go to Coleman right now are kids who have my last name. They're my kids. But I'm working on getting more kids from Ocala to go to Camp Coleman. And I think that it's truly an amazing opportunity. Look, there are great day camps out there all over the place. I've worked at a few in my day, and they're all wonderful. I mean, every single summer camp, day camp, they all have their unique, wonderful things about them. And I can tell you, I've worked at 6 or 7 different overnight camps, and every single one of them were great. Um, but my loyalty is to Camp Coleman. So, what does Camp Coleman have? Well, besides the fact that it's a Jewish summer camp, so kids, especially who live in the South, who may not be surrounded by other Jewish kids in their lives, get to go to camp and not feel different for being Jewish. They get to go to camp and they get to participate in prayers before and after meals and in services and in song sessions with Jewish songs. And they get to meet Israelis and other Jews from all around the world. And they have non Jewish staff members from all around the world, too. It's an amazing opportunity. And the camp director, Amy Smiler McFarland, is picking up from where Bobby Harris left off, doing amazing, amazing things and making changes and improvements to the camp that truly are awesome. And I'm so thankful that my kids and my family and I, of course, get to participate with Camp Coleman every year. But also, they have sports and they have swimming, they have a lake and a pool, uh, good food, great celebrations. It's just a great place to go and be a kid. Arts and crafts, and you name it. Um, and I'm here. I would love to answer any questions or talk to you if you are interested in sending your kid to Camp Coleman. And look, if Camp Coleman's not the right fit for you and you want help finding another place for your child, I'm willing to do that too. I just want all of our kids to experience summer camp, Jewish summer camp, is for the Jewish kids, and I'm here and available, and hope you have a great rest of your week and early Shabbat Shalom, and we'll be back next week.